Yeah, so like I was saying a little while ago, the most important thing when getting into a trade is to have a setup first. So when I always talk about having a plan, I mean have a setup. So if your setup isn't there, then you don't trade. No setup, no trade. And so um, it sounds harder than what it really is, but if you have a setup, you'll get used to identifying those setups, and then you'll see that or why it's important to wait for the setup. And there's some components to the setup. So I'm just going to talk from my perspective. So I like to trade bull flags and or wedges, also pennants. They're the same thing. So right now I have this square chart up. I like trading square, and two things. Well, there's some rules. There's some rules to this too. One of the rules that you just never forget is never trade at market open, like on a setup like this. Now, there are exceptions to every rule, but I'm saying like, a lot, the first 30, or I'll just say the first 30 minutes of the market or the first hour of the market, mainly the first 30 minutes, that's for getting out of trades. So people they taking profits or just doing whatever they're doing at that time. It's just different things. But at this stage in your career, I just think that you just wait for the setup. I'm gonna show y'all some great setups, man. So I got y'all, but never trade. I don't care if on a daily chart, because again, we fox the plays out on a daily chart first. So if you see on the daily chart, you see price about to break out of a wedge, or it just broke out of a wedge on the daily chart. So at market open, you ready to trade that because it broke out. Nah, you don't want to trade that. So I'm gonna give y'all an example. So right now, market opens. This is an hourly chart on Square. I like trading bull flags. So this is what happens. Now, since I'm using an hour chart, this is kind of chopped right here, but you can see right here. This is the first flag pole right here. The price, you see the price is going up. It ain't going up in a straight line like this right here, but I'm saying the price is pretty much going up. It's building a flagpole. Most people would see this going up and be like, y'all hear me call out continuation patterns and stuff like that a lot. But you see this going up. Some people would think, well, damn, I missed this. Let me go ahead and get in. Nah, don't do that. If your setup is a bull flag, then you don't trade this. You just let it go up. Because if you jump in here, you don't know when it's going to start consolidating, or if it's just going to reverse and go back down. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's up. So you want to let this go up, let it go, and then wait for it to consolidate. So now here's the consolidation right here. It's creating support and resistance now. Because right here, you don't really see no support and resistance. It's just going straight up. I mean, obviously, you can say, well, it's sideways, but I'm just saying it's going straight up. And now you can see the consolidation here. And it's a bull flag because it's building this bull flag. It's building this flag. This is the pole right here, and this is the flag that it's building. Now that it's ranging here, you want to wait until price breaks out of this range. Soon as price breaks out of this range, this is my thing. This is what gets everybody all the time. They'll see price break out of the range and they jump in the trade. Nah, you don't want to. You want to wait until it closes. I want to see a full candle close because you'll get head faked. A head fake is when you get into it. Now, what I do is let me just stick to the topic. So what you can do is a head fake is when you see price break out and you just jump into that trade because price broke out and you didn't wait for the candle to close. And the candle, a lot can happen within a time frame in a candle. If you don't wait for the candle to close, what can happen is you may think that it's taking off, but it may not take off. That candle, this is the setup, but I'm just use this candle for example right here. Let's say you in this trade, I don't know, but let's just say you got into this, you thought this was this is a good example here. This price came all the way down here, but then it came all the way back up and it closed right here. Like it closed almost close to where it opened, because that's like a doji right there in the middle. So you would have got head faked if you thought this was a you know, if this was a bearish continuation pattern, you would have got chopped right up because price came right back up and it closed where it opened at. You see what I'm saying? So you don't want to get head fake. You want to wait until the candle closed first. So back to here, when the price breaks out, you want to wait till this candle closes. And you see what happened? This candle broke. This next candle right here, this one broke out of the wedge or the flag, and it closed. So it opened. This was the open of the candle, the bottom. This is where it closed. This was the low of the candle. So this is where it closed. So as soon as that candle closed above here, that let me know that that was an entry to get in immediately because it closed. It closed above here. And look what happened right after that. Ran all the way up here. Beautiful run. Look how many dollars that was in that run. That's square. So that's a perfect setup. But hold on, another thing that's important. So the triggers, again, that was one of the triggers that it broke out. The next trigger, it had volume. So this was the candle before the big one that ran up. It had volume. And then MACD. And MACD is a lagging indicator, but you still see MACD is showing you that, you know, the MACD line broke up above the signal line. So everything was in confluence on this trade. This was the perfect trade. But, you know, again, it's going to take time to know what's going on, but I kind of wanted to cover that. And when I go over the charts or the plays that we're going to go over for the week, or, you know, I'm going to make sure I identify some things if I see some.